Polite applause.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love
That's applause from the Royal Albert Hall, apparently.
the confetti. That was brilliant. I loved it. My
What
room's
for?
Well, this Australian and his bird walking in, so all of a sudden, apparently, all these people at the Royal Hall just started cheering
Really?
and shouting.
Really? That's on the internet, is it? An Australian his partner walking into the owl.
Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi!
yeah. Good to see you, gentlemen.
Dear, oh dear.
Before we get too far into this show, I just want to thank John, Jim. Who else jumped on?
You
for doing a fantastic job, for jumping on and filling the void, and did it so well. I was worried that I wouldn't get back on the bloody show, I can tell you.
Oh, no, I called this meeting especially to hand these two buggers back to you after babysitting for 7 weeks.
No.
We've been a nightmare.
Yeah, Jim, everyone, thank you guys, and thanks for the support of the channel, everyone. Fantastic, and happy birthday, Simon. Yes,
very much. Very kind.
Happy birthday.
Very old.
No, you're not.
It's the devil. I've got the devil's birthday.
Oh no.
66. No. That's the devil's birthday. Apparently. It's in all the books.
That'd be clickety-click in the bingo hall, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly. Oh, bingo caller John. See, you've had a secret life, John, clearly.
Several, mate, several.
My secret life is a bingo caller.
Awesome.
Nice.
Good to see you back, bro. Thanks for jumping on and hanging out with us. So,
yes.
folks, there's a few people here in the chat, and if you're going to be watching on a replay, we're going to be doing this show for an hour. We just had a bit of a decision before we went live. Brad's still catching up on things, and I've got work tomorrow. So has John, and the Rock Professor. He's in party central mode, so he's been outvoted. So we're only going for an hour today.
Yeah, a lot of things on tomorrow.
Hour or so, I thought.
Start at midday.
We'll come back maybe next week, fellas, and do another midweeker if you like.
Yeah, that'd be fine. So, in your world, Brad, is it breakfast time or?
Well, it's actually it's 5:30 p.m. here in the afternoon, and I'm still a little bit jet lagged, fellas, and a bit vague. So we'll see how kind of coherent I am today on the show, but I'll do my best. But it is 5:30 in the afternoon here, and it's a lot colder and a lot more miserable here than my last destination. So
awesome.
Yeah, please keep it together, mate. Coherent is what people come to this channel for.
Yes, coherence, intelligence, all the things that we're renowned for, synonymous with, bywords for.
So we've got some videos that Brad has sent folks, so we're going to play some videos because we always love looking at videos, and hopefully we won't get blocked for these videos. We'll play the videos, and then we'll have then we'll have a little bit of a chat, and then we'll just fire through some of the pics, bro, and you can have a bit of a chat about the pics. But we've got 11 people watching, so it's always a good time, isn't it, bro, for the Rock Professor to do a shout out, and we'll get you, Brad, to do the end shout out if you're coherent enough to do it, bro. Otherwise, John will do it.
Yes, one of us will do it. One of us will do it. If I'm hanging off the chair, John can take over. No worries.
We'll get John to do it then. All right, bro.
So we say good morning to Derek Claxton. Good morning, Derek. Gret Zeppelin and Ellen as well. Good morning, Ellen. Hope you're well. I've Ryan Hall. Good morning, Ryan. Hope you're good.
Yes.
I've got Gret Zeppelin. Got a new guitar. I was thinking of naming it after Alan, so there'll be copyright issues. And Johnny Heartbreaker as well. Good morning, Johnny. Good to see you. And, I think that's everybody who's made a comment. So thank you very much all for staying up. I know it's late to cross the pond in the goal. Could I just say, I'll just steal 30 seconds and say thank you so much for the retirement stroke birthday wishes from you all. It's very, very nice to be
yes.
lauded by.
You got a very good response to your birthday this year. Everyone was congratulating you and wishing you the best on your retirement. So that's amazing.
Do you like my retirement card message?
I did.
That's hilarious. One of my an incredible act of selfishness, abandoning of one's loyal friends and colleagues.
That's amazing. That's
that, may I say, is typical of the man who chose it. One of my colleagues. Fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah, like I have said, and most of us, when we've been on the show, bro, we've been reminding people to follow you on Instagram. So again, if people don't have those accounts, they're pretty easy. If you're watching on replay and you want to keep up with some of the stuff that Brad's already posted during his trip, Brad Cook Music.
Yeah.
And you can go and catch the Rock Professor when he is in retirement mode at Simon Williams 33. And John ZD351 can be found on Instagram too. So, John, if you can just key your at John ZD351 in the comments there, people want to follow you over there. I will, when these guys are talking, add your
I've got
address to that banner.
I'm sure I've got some these are the links for everyone to paste in, so I'll find them here and I'll chuck them in while we're going.
Cheers, mate. Because we do want people to follow. We do want people to follow our friends. So if you can do that, that'll be cool, bro.
Yeah.
Should we fire? Let's have a look at some of these videos that you fired through, eh?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're going to show, so I'm a bit worried.
Hope there's none with muddy waters in it. He seems to jinx us no props.
I just zipped them together, bro. I just zipped them together, so I haven't watched them either, and just uploaded them. So I'm quite keen. So here we go. This is 1 minute 38, folks. This is the longest one.
Okay, perfect. I'm happy. One selfie together. Vieni.
I think that replayed the first one again, but so there
Rome.
was a few. That was the Statue of David in Florence. One. I'm trying to remember what the second one was. That was
Tivoli Fountain.
Sorry,
Tivoli Fountain, wasn't it the second one that went? Oh, the Colosseum.
The Colosseum was the Colosseum there. There was one video there where I was in Italy in the Tuscany region. We went to a wine tasting place on our farm, and the grandmother that cooks all the pasta and everything for the thing came out and wanted to know who the Australian guy that ate 4 bowls of pasta was. So she came out.
Scoffer Cook, yes.
Hey, listen, it was the best pasta I've ever eaten in my life. And,
really?
Oh yeah. So she came out to meet me. She's like, "Who's the fella who ate 4 bowls of pasta?" And I was like, "Me." So she come out. Yeah, I had to. It was a bit of a funny moment. She chucked the hat on me, so I had to get the video going. It was pretty funny, actually.
All right, we'll watch that one again. Well, what? Hold on. Let's.
Okay, perfect. I'm happy. One selfie together. Vieni.
Tivoli Mountain.
Yeah.
Yes.
The statue of David was a pretty important one, really, because Michelangelo obviously did that back in, I think it was the 1500s. So it was pretty amazing to see that. That's the actual one, because there's a replica in one of the squares as well. So that was a big one to go and see that. I saw a lot of artwork and everything as well from Michelangelo and a few other artists that I've always wanted to see, which was amazing. The fountain in Rome, that was something. I got goosebumps when I walked around the corner and saw it. It was something special, you know what I mean? Rome was, I'm going to say, Italian people are very dramatic. That everything's about drama, big, bold. It's amazing. And the pasta is something you've never tasted pasta until you've eaten Italian pasta when it's homemade. It's amazing. Something different. Yeah. Al dente, they cook it. They know how to cook it perfectly. It's not overcooked. It's not undercooked. It's al dente. It's beautiful.
If they don't know how to do it, then who does?
The Colosseum. Colosseum was something for me is mind blowing to actually go and see it. Like I've seen it on videos before, but to actually go there and see and go down the walk of life, we went to the, I kept thinking of the Dire Straits song actually, but the walk of life into the actual Colosseum itself. You can just imagine what the people that were going through there into the actual arena would have, or to basically either win or die, what they were thinking. It was mind blowing for me. I just walked through there. I mean, one of my favorite movies of all time is Gladiator with Russell Crowe, and it was really amazing to go there and experience it, touch the walls, see it. It was just something, it doesn't hit home until you're actually in it, how impressive the Romans were. And the ruins, like you can just imagine how it would have been before it was, when Rome fell, a lot of the marble's gone, a lot of everything's gone in there, but it's still, the Colosseum collapsed when they had an earthquake, but, it's still an amazing thing to go and see that history and be part of it, which walking through it is something, I don't know if you gentlemen have actually been there, but it's something that you've got to go there to experience to understand what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I've been there. I've been all those places. It's an extraordinary place, isn't it? It really is an extraordinary place.
Yeah.
And
hundreds of thousands of people died there, and you just look, even like the chambers down below, when you're looking down and you're looking at and imagining what it would have been like to be in the middle there trying to fight for your life, and all of a sudden lions and tigers are running at you from, it's just something unbelievable. Unbelievable. But,
Rome's extraordinary for having so many Roman bits still in it, doesn't it? You drive around and there's a sort of bit of Roman appears out of. It's incredible. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable.
That's
fantastic.
All right,
we're going to play the second
Can someone
video,
in the chat confirm when the videos were playing, I could not hear anyone. I could see you guys were talking. I said something, but I don't think I think it was muting us when
we were on mute.
We're on
yeah,
mute.
it automatically mutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
And
no
the first
problem.
one was like choppy and no sound. The second one was perfect.
Okay. No,
that may
Yeah.
that may
Yeah, it's
that
fine.
may be your Wi-Fi there, brother.
No, I'm saying
Yeah,
like the
so-
video was choppy, but you guys were smooth in the background.
Oh, okay.
No,
But
it
the
was
second
all
time we
good
played the
live.
video, it was perfect. So
It was fine.
see how we go.
That's right.
Okay, cool. So we're going to play the second video, but yeah, good point about the Colosseum and Gladiator, because Gladiator 2 is coming out, and Gladiator 2 is going to focus or feature how they used to flood the Colosseum and have naval battles. So it'll be
That was-
interesting to see how that comes across on Hollywood. Because apparently one of the great things about Gladiator is they got that right, didn't they? They got the special effects and the sunscreens and everything correct.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. So, yeah.
See, America, that's
Sorry, Simon, I cut you off. What were you going to say about America?
I said, see, America, that's what happens 2,000 years ago when you got history.
Yeah, that's right.
Like those buildings are tall, but we are tall, like we're higher than those buildings.
It's just like a movie or something.
It really is, isn't it? That's the sound for me.
Okay.
Yowza. Where was that?
That was in Dubai. That was our last point of trip, and tallest building in the world. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. It's called the Burj. I can't pronounce it properly, so
The
please
Burj
forgive me.
Khalifa.
Khalifa, that's it. And thank you, John. I knew someone would know how to pronounce it properly. It's I think it's 2,716.5 feet off the ground, and so we went to the very top, and it was mind blowing to just be up that high and look around. I mean, I'm not very good with heights. I'm not even climbing roofs is a little bit scary for me. So you know, to look down there, I just had to let go a little bit of that fear and enjoy it. But my goodness, Dubai, that was our last point of call. Yeah, before we headed home, we spent 2 days there. And that was something that we really wanted to go and experience. And it's funny because when you're up the top, you know, you can actually feel the building swaying a little bit. It's amazing.
God.
Yeah. Look, it feels safe. It felt safer than going up the Eiffel Tower, I'll be honest with you. But yeah. But the lift takes 1 minute to get to the 120th something floor, and then you got to change lifts, and it's another half a minute, and you get to the very top, which is 154 floors or something, or 160 stories. I can't remember, but my goodness, if you're scared of heights, it's a good way to get over or overcome your heights, scared of heights thing, because I was standing up and my partner Jackie's going, just, you know, stand up against the glass. I said, there's absolutely no effing way I'm standing against the glass. No.
Could I say, Brad, Derek Claxton, did you walk up it? Clearly not.
Absolutely not. No. Although, you know, a million and one steps on the trip. On the whole trip, I did a lot of walking. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of walking to do from London all the way through Dubai. Everywhere you go, you're walking. But Did not walk the tower, caught lifts, but there was a balcony platform on the second highest floor, and I went out there and took a few photos, and I faked it for the photos, but the rest of the time I was hugging the edge of the building, not the.
Good on you, bro.
Is that
Hey,
the
Ryan.
is that the 7-star hotel you were staying in? Right.
Mate, I wish that was 7-star. Oh, we stayed in some really good hotels. I won't lie. In Dubai, everything's grand as well, but it's very hot in Dubai. It was 40 something degrees. It's very
It's
hot.
the desert, Brad. You may not have noticed.
Exactly. Look, it was wonderful though. I thought it was really cool. If you had more time, it would have been good. But we explored a little bit. Went to the mall. It was pretty cool. It was good. Most of the places we went were air conditioned, so it's not bad, you know.
Awesome. We're gonna
before we move on. Johnny Heartbreaker wants to know, what are the rules visiting the Colosseum? What, no swords and armor?
Yeah, no fighting, no upsetting the locals.
No tigers.
You don't want to upset the Italians anyway, because they know how to yell and talk at you with their hands. You know, one of my the work colleague I work with in my job, his name's Frank. He's Italian, and I spoke to him yesterday on the phone quickly, and I said, I'm going to give you hell now because I know how dramatic the Italians are, right? Everything's about drama, you know. And I said, now I've got a better understanding as why you crack it at every little thing. Yeah, now I'm going to talk to you like this.
It's not you, it's Frank.
Yeah, it's genetic. Yeah, absolutely.
Who's that long-haired lout?
That's in Madrid.
Free hair.
Yeah, well, it was not that long ago. That was in Madrid, and we went to Barcelona. Should I say Barcelona? Was Barcelona? I'm trying to remember which place that was now. Barcelona. Wasn't it? Was not Barcelona.
Somewhere in Europe.
No, it was in Spain. It was in Spain. We went to a flamenco show and at the flamenco dancing, and it was amazing. It was amazing, and they put on a dinner and a wine for us, which is really good. So that's my partner Jackie there, just all dolled up, and me in just my Hard Rock shirt that I just bought in London. So, that's Barcelona. That's I can't pronounce the name of this building. The Spanish words are really hard for me to pronounce, but it's a Basilica de la Sagrada Familia, which is a church that they got there, and it was pretty phenomenal. We were going to go inside, but the line was just too long, and we would have missed out on other parts of things we wanted to do in Spain. So we didn't stay there. We just stayed on the outside there, but apparently it's phenomenal in there. But we did go in a lot of churches and a lot of temples, and we went to the Vatican City and all that stuff and went in there. But the line for this one was just too long, and we would have been there half a day in the heat. That's the Royal Square in Plaza Real. And I just thought, why the hell, just get a quick photo in here. But the photos don't do any justice to any of the places I went. It was just really, this was the Guinness Book of Records oldest restaurant in the world in Madrid. Yes, in Madrid. And it was pretty amazing, this place. I went inside. We were outside. They gave us a table outside. The weather was really, really nice. And then, so the food was amazing. Spanish food was really something else. It was really good.
Really? Looks good.
It was really good. Yeah, it was really good. The wine was great.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. When traveling, why not? That's what I say. That's the restaurant there. Inside was phenomenal. Was something went inside and took photos and all that sort of stuff inside as well. Something pretty amazing, really.
How much was the meal there, bro? Was it expensive compared to what you would pay normally because of the world's oldest restaurant? Do you mind me asking that?
It was a little on the pricier side than normal, but you know what I mean. Like, we just rolled with it. We thought, why not? Because at the end of the day, but they're obviously they got amazing service there. You've got the gentleman at the door that greets you, like it's old school service, the way they treated you. So it's an experience, I'll put it that way. You got treated like you're very important, which is something that's a little bit lost in the art form of restaurants and everything these days. You just sort of thrown in a seat and you're not really looked after, but they serve you here like in these countries. They actually serve you properly. That's just in front of the doorway, just where it was in that same restaurant.
Knocking back 4 glasses of wine, I see. Eh?
Yes. Yeah.
Now you're onto the rum.
That's different. Can I ask different types of wine, Mr. Walton?
Listen, that Tuscany tour where Grandma come out and put the hat on me where I had the pasta, I had 4 glasses of wine there from 4 different
Looked like
bottles.
it.
And I was very red and rosy in the face, and I was pretty cheery. Let's put it that way.
Looked like it.
Yes. That is the Royal Palace, I think. Yes, in Madrid. That was amazing. Went inside there, got some great photos in there as well. The everything's everything's that reminded me. They said this is what inside this palace was very much similar to Buckingham Palace inside, but we obviously didn't get in Buckingham Palace when we were in London, but kind of felt like grand. Everything was royal, very extravagant, and you can just imagine what Buckingham Palace would have been like. Something special. That was a good part of the trip, Spain. Yeah, that's Jackie in front of had to do the photo in front, in front of the building there. I thought had to get someone decent inside the in the actual photo.
Queen in front of her palace. Yes,
that's right, and that's in Valencia. Valencia was amazing. We went to the aquarium there. It's hard to explain, but this is an architectural extravaganza that's got this water, and if you look at it at a certain angle on the sunset, it looks like a fish. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's hard. These things don't look as impressive in photos, but yeah. There you go. There's Jackie. She's impressive. That's the same place. That's supposedly meant to be like a wave, but I reckon it looked like a whale coming out of the water or something. It was something else. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Another Royal Palace again. Royal Palace. Yeah. Vatican City, I think this was. That's on top of the Vatican City. Yeah. That was like a bell tower or some little thing there. Amazing place. If you have never been to Vatican City, I highly encourage you to go just to see how grand it is. That's back at Valencia, I think. Yeah, back at the aquarium where we went inside.
Smallest country in the world, isn't it? Isn't
Yeah.
it? Vatican City, smallest country in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Vatican City now. I think. Where are we at? Yes. It's the doors there to get in. I can't remember where this was now. Yeah. A lot of grand photos here. They're just it's hard to even explain the photos. The photos don't do any justice. You walk in and you just shaking your head in awe. That's me in the Walk of Life in the Colosseum. So, I just imagined what it would have been like for these gladiators walking through that way to either face their death or their triumph. Yeah. That was Vatican City again, I think, on the roof. That's the dome right at the top. We went up there, and I did say I'm quite afraid of heights, so I couldn't actually look over the edge properly when my partner was looking over down. It's a long way down. It's a long way down.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's that's a castle in Rome, actually. I think from memory, I can't remember where that was. One of the many castles that you see floating around the streets. Phenomenal place. Italy is just something special. For anyone who's never been, I could tell you it's somewhere you really need to go at least once in your life to experience. It's amazing. The Colosseum, mind blowing. Just to actually look at it, touching the walls inside, and I did the Russell Crowe thing. I grabbed the dirt and rubbed it in my hands. It's like, there's the ruins, the plaza that was. You can imagine. You look at pictures of supposedly how it looked compared to now. Obviously, throughout the thousands of years, it got destroyed and ravaged, and all the marble and everything about it that was grand was stolen, including off the Colosseum. A lot of the stuff was over the years when Rome fell. Unfortunate. There's a little bit of the ruins there. You can just imagine how grand Rome would have been at the time. But everything about Romans was grand, So
yeah.
to experience
They
it,
were an
see.
amazing civilization, weren't they? Amazing civilization. So the old Monty Python, what the Romans have given us. But when you go and see what they actually, built, the architecture, the engineering, it is extraordinary for 2,000 years ago, isn't it?
It's mind blowing. In coming from a country like Australia, we've only got a few 200 years of history, and there's no real historical monuments like these. You know what I mean? There's nothing. See, it's mind blowing. It's that's the Colosseum, obviously. The last one was the fountain in Italy. There, Rome. Rome is something that I'd love to go back there at one point. I felt like you could spend a week in Rome just soaking it all up and enjoying it.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. It's just, you can see that's all the underneath. That's the Jackie there and myself, we're just in awe of all the underneath of part of the Colosseum, which were all the secret channels and everything, where they probably brought lions through, elephants through, all sorts of stuff. And if you don't know much about the Colosseum and what it is, just look up on YouTube and watch a couple of things. You'll get a better understanding of how grand the Colosseum was. I think that's at Vatican City as well.
Did you get into the Sistine Chapel?
Yes, we did. Something amazing, Simon, to get in there and just see it. You know what I mean? You have to experience it in real life. I can't really even explain what it's like, but to get in there, it's amazing. Another Colosseum.
When I went, they were the cardinals were in conclave,
right,
choosing John Paul II, because remember John Paul I died after about 10 minutes. Well, we went, and then they were all in. We couldn't go in because it was that they were waiting for the smoke.
Right. Yeah.
We got into everything else.
Yeah. Well, another Colosseum shot. The Colosseum was mind blowing. Absolutely, I loved it.
It's still mind blowing, isn't it? I mean, that's the thing. Even though it's ravaged by earthquakes and whatever else, it's still an extraordinary kind of feat of architecture as much as anything else, isn't it? Imposing. And look at that.
Look at that. That's just standing inside.
That'd be imposing today, wouldn't it? Never mind. 2,000 years ago.
I doubt anything that's built in the last 50 years will look half as good as that, if at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh well.
Yeah.
The Romans. The thing is, a lot of the reason that it actually collapsed in an earthquake was because when Rome fell, and they were stealing a lot of the metal and stuff in the columns to actually build weapons.
Yeah.
So it weakened the structure a lot, and that's probably why when it had that earthquake, I think it was the 1300s, maybe, I can't remember what it was, but part of the Colosseum obviously collapsed.
Yep.
There were talks at one point about actually, that's a beautiful place if you've never been. It's the fountain in Italy, there in Rome. It's beautiful.
Tivoli fountain, yes.
What was that? Sorry,
Tivoli fountain.
Yeah, exactly. That's inside the Colosseum. That's one of the columns there that was like a feature. They put that there just so you can see what it would have looked like when obviously it would have been holding something up. But it's like you walk in and it's like a museum at some point too. You get to see some old marble sections that were fallen and whatnot. So the history of the Colosseum, we could spend a whole show talking about that, which we won't. But to see a lot of the, to see it, like to walk through that and walking through the chambers and walking through everywhere was just something amazing, really. Yeah, it's amazing. It's hard to get photos without people in them because it's so busy. But I will suggest to anyone who does go to any of these places that you should potentially look at going with a tour guide, because you can jump a lot of the lines, which is part of what I suggest is important to do. You don't want to be standing half a day in a line just to walk into the Colosseum, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got in and out within an hour and a half. We were sort of hour and a half, 2 hours, we're in and out sort of thing. You know what I mean? Where some people are still standing there for half the day while we're moving on to the next section, which was good. What I'm saying is well and truly worth it. But this is in the Tuscany sort of region of Italy. It was absolutely beautiful. And where this is on our way, we were approaching Pisa. We went to Pisa, but we're approaching. This is on the way to that grandma's house for wine tasting and pasta. Grandma, she was
that Aussie to eat 4 bowls.
Oh yeah, where's that? That Aussie boy that ate 4 bowls of pasta.
Honestly,
at least I was famous for something. You know what I mean? But you can see the architecture, the doors, everything's got the round, like everything's everything's
it's the
full on
arches
there.
that keep it up.
Yes, exactly, and that's where you want to stand if there's an earthquake, under the arch, because it won't collapse. Yeah, everything's the architecture, everything in Italy was blown away. And here we are at Pisa. We get to Pisa, and Simon's quite familiar with some of these photos coming up. Pretty sure. It's funny, you walk through.
It's like an observatory.
Yeah, well, this is the church, and this is the Tower Leaning Pisa, obviously. And as you can see, everyone is doing the same sort of thing, trying to hold it up in the photo, which is quite funny.
Except for me, who tried to push it over.
Yeah, well, there was one bloke doing a side kick, like pretending he was a martial arts guy. He was side kicking it over. I was like, I wish I could stretch to do that.
It's funny, isn't it, Brad, to hear your perspective on this? Because I mean, as far as we're concerned, living in the UK, clearly I've travelled a lot in Europe. You kind of take the architecture for granted. You're looking at 14th century buildings, 15th century buildings and stuff. But I guess coming from Melbourne, where there's not much before 1900, I would guess, probably a few things, but not a huge amount. That this is quite extraordinary in lots of ways. Yeah, fantastic.
Exactly. I was about to say the same thing, Simon. It's funny, people that live in Europe must take it for granted how amazing the architecture is and how old the buildings are and the history You know, a lot of these countries have done an amazing job at preserving their history as well. And there were talks at some point, I don't know how true it is, that they were going to try and rebuild the Colosseum, like with the existing, and build around it or something. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but I think it'd be a good thing to see it happen. Let's see it grand again. You know what I mean? The existing.
Yeah. On the other hand, if you go and see it now, with the floor of it taken off, and you can see the rooms underneath where the people waiting to go, well, you get an idea of its kind of, it's because it's stripped back a bit to those skeletal things. You get an idea about its construction. You can see all the bits of it. You can see I mean, I think actually the way that it is now is a really, really good way to present it. I mean, you could have it popped up and stuff, but you're just recreating something. And actually, I think you clearly got, you understood the place, its history, its vibe, its its architectural in the way that it is now. Well, I think if you can go to somewhere and get all that stuff, you could put up new marble and stuff, but is it really going to enhance it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
To put it in terms that we'd understand, it'd be like totally redoing a 59 Les Paul or a 64 Strat, and then it looks all brand new again, but is it really original anymore? So
I think it'd just be a pretty amazing. So this is Bosnia, which was we spent a day in Bosnia, which was a war-torn sort of country, and the people there are obviously scarred a little bit from the war that happened there and the things that have happened in the 90s and everything like that. And it's a beautiful place. This is in Venice, I think. Yes, that's Venice. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Venice. That was Venice, obviously. That's on our way to Bosnia. There was a waterfall, and we went in there. I went swimming in the water, which was I think that's still part of Croatia from memory. On our way from Dubrovnik. That's Venice. You can see the waterways there. Beautiful place.
You wouldn't go swimming there, would you?
No. It's not very swimming friendly, I don't think. No. You get run down before too long. The water's not clean, like it doesn't feel crystal clean. Look, in all fairness, it's a beautiful place, but I reckon 2 days there and time to move on. It's enough. Yeah. I think you get a little bit tired of, I mean, if you're there for 2 weeks, you get really tired of the place, I think. That's our waterfall on the way to Bosnia from Dubrovnik in Croatia.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And the pictures.
I agree, Brad. I think that Venice is worth a couple of days. It is very crowded, isn't it? It's not that big. It's really crowded and incredibly expensive. If you start having coffees in St. Mark's Square, that'll cost you a mortgage. And but it's worth a visit. But I agree. I don't think it's worth more than
and I mean, you go to Italy, you've got to go there. You know what I mean? It's sort of like one of those places you have to go. I don't think I could live there. I would get a bit miserable because there's a part of me that likes driving a car too. You know what I mean? And you can't. So, but the people that live there, the people that work there, Venice is more about tourism these days because most of them that work there don't live there. They live in another part of Venice. They drive and then they come into the city to work. So it's amazing, and I'm not knocking it by any means. It was beautiful. I loved going there, but there's so many other places in Italy I wish I could have explored that ran out of time. And the other thing too, you've got to understand when you're traveling from London to Paris to Spain to Croatia to Italy, you're traveling a lot too. So a lot of times taken up by traveling there. You know what I mean? But that's part of the experience, isn't it?
Cool. That's the last of the picks, folks, for part 1 of the Back with Brad show.
Yeah.
we'll probably we'll come back next week with part 2. But you've got some merch there, bro, that you want to show off.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, from the Royal Albert Hall Eric Clapton thing, I went. I was lucky enough.
One of your bucket list things.
Yes, on my bucket list. I got this wonderful T-shirt from the Royal Albert Hall, and the really cool thing about it is it's got the actual Royal Albert Hall dates on there, which is that's I had to get it. I had to get that one. It's really cool, and just because I could, because I was there, I thought, well, you know what? How many times do you see Royal Albert, Eric Clapton at the Royal Albert Hall? So I got this one as well.
That's cool.
And
it's fantastic.
This one's got all the European dates on it, but it's got the London dates there. So So I had to get the actual Royal Albert Hall one, but and I thought, you know what, they're expensive, but you know what I mean. You're there, you might as well. I could have bought all the merch and probably come home broke, but it is what it is. But
merch is not cheap, eh?
That's how unfortunate it's getting more and more expensive now because of streaming and the things that we've spoken about on this channel. What's happened to musicians when it comes to releasing music? They don't really make money off it anymore. So now merchandise and tours, everyone complains, Paul McCartney's tickets are too expensive. Well, he doesn't make any money off the music anymore. So that's what happens, unfortunately. But it is, it's disappointing, but you just suck it up and you pay the money, you get it and enjoy it.
You're not doing it every day, are you, Brad? I mean, that was my view when I had the same thing. I mean, Bruce Springsteen t-shirt was like 40 quid, kind of thing. Yeah, and you go, well, I'm doing it every day, every week, it's kind of, so pretty much a one-off thing. I'm going to get it for the souvenir's sake, but so
exactly.
You have to grin and bear it, don't you?
Exactly, and look, at the end of the day, I wanted to go and see Eric Clapton for how many years at the Royal Albert Hall? Since the early 90s when I watched 24 Nights. I'm like, I've got to see Clapton at Royal Albert Hall, and all the stars and planets aligned, and I managed to book tickets for while I was there in London, which was an amazing experience. And it's something I'll never forget, that I was able to go and see Eric Clapton at Royal Albert Hall. That was something amazing. Yeah, the sound and just the whole experience, just sitting there and shaking my head in awe of watching Clapton, and the sound was phenomenal, and in this amazing, architecture. I mean, like Simon, you said it before, a lot of people that live in Europe, like say London, for example, take it, for granted how amazing London is. It's beautiful. You know what I mean? The Royal Albert Hall itself is it's beautiful. It's an amazing complex to see bands, and we haven't got
Clapton's synonymous with it, isn't it? Clapton is synonymous with playing the Royal Albert Hall. He does it every year.
That's his second home.
It's home, really, isn't it? Yeah, so be able to go, I think, is fantastic. Fulfill one of your dreams. I think that's just brilliant.
Yeah, it was amazing to actually get the opportunity to, like I keep saying, to see Clapton there. I was blown away by that. I've still got to upload some stuff onto YouTube about that, but I've only just gotten home and still a bit jet lagged, as you guys. I'm a bit vague, so when I get my bearings back in life, I'll start doing a lot of this stuff. But I hope everyone's enjoyed hearing a little bit about my trip and stuff like that. It was a lifetime experience. I mean, once in a lifetime. Hopefully I'll get back at some point and travel again. I'd love to get back to London. That's something that I loved it over there. I loved Europe. It was beautiful. France, Paris, there's something special about that place. It's got its own little charm. Spain was phenomenal. Again, each place that we went to had its own charm, and you sort of fell in love with it. I remember the first day we left London and we went to Paris, and we were driving through, and the driver was crazy. It was phenomenal. He was driving 110 down streets, tailgating people in the city. I'm like, mate, we're going to die before we get to our accommodation. And it was something else. And I thought, what have we done coming to Paris, like France, from London? We should have stayed in London. I'm thinking in my head, you know. And within a day or two, I fell in love with Paris as well. It was a different thing. You can see where a lot of the architecture sort of crosses over, Simon, with London and Paris. There's a lot of French architecture and whatnot.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And
Renaissance. Absolutely, I think that it shows you that kind of none of these. I know now, but none of those countries have ever it's never been in that isolation. They've always been each other's art, architecture, culture. They all crosses over, and it all and it's and it always has done. Since I'm going to go back to the Colosseum, the Romans. Pre-Roman Britain was trading with Europe. It's not kind of a new thing that somebody invented 30 years ago, kind of thing. They've been doing it for literally thousands of years. And I think it's that you make a really good point about that cross-cultural fertilization of ideas, science, architecture, all those things that that have spread through Europe throughout the ages, never mind since the Renaissance, but all the way through. And you see echoes of one thing here, one thing there,
It's amazing.
Yeah. But each, again, the other side, each having their own individual vibes, characteristics, cultures, feel, don't they? Paris is not the same as Rome, is it? By a distance.
No. And we went to Florence in Italy. It was something different to Rome. It was a lot different, and obviously Venice is a lot different. And we went in the middle to Siena and a few other little places in the Tuscany region, which I fell in love with that region. I would have loved to have maybe seen more of those villages. They were very quirky and had a lot of charm.
That's where I go on that Guitar Breaks thing.
Yeah,
one of those little mountain villages, hilltop villages.
I thought of that. I was over there going, yeah.
It's where I go is on the Tuscany Umbrian.
What was that?
That's a Seinfeld reference. The maestro said there was nothing available in Tuscany.
Well, yeah, just an amazing. But it's a pity I didn't get to catch up with Simon. But our schedules were not crossing.
You had plenty of schedule, didn't you? Well
he was
done.
Very upset. Very upset. He was. Got so upset he couldn't go to work. He quit his job.
I was spewing. And I was disappointed. But that maybe next time, Simon, or whatever.
Well, I've got a bad issue. I'm definitely in the not too. I'm definitely lining up a trip to come to Melbourne.
Well, that's it. Come to Melbourne. I have
one of my oldest school friends, someone I've known since I was 13, lives in Melbourne, and his ex-wife lives in Melbourne as well. And there's you guys and stuff,
Yeah.
There's a few people. I know a few people in Melbourne. I could probably go there. That'd be.
Well,
so,
definitely
have a big.
Definitely have to do something. 100%.
Andrew would.
But no, I understand.
Across the water to come join in on that.
Get your boat out. Start rowing. But yeah, I mean, but I understand completely. You come to Europe, you do a once in a lifetime trip. You have to have loads of things organised. It's not, internet thing. Just on the tangent. When I was 19, right, we used to do something called interrailing, where you buy a 1 month train ticket and you could go anywhere in Europe on it. It was like 100 quid. You could anywhere. Yeah. And talking of going to Rome, I had what you noticed about going around is that there were coachload of Australians doing exactly what you've been doing. They would come to Europe and do Europe in a kind of whirlwind of crazy madness.
There was a few people doing a similar thing, and but in credit to my partner Jackie put it all together. She booked it pretty much, which is like part of what she does. You know, her daily job. She's very organised. So I probably wouldn't have been as organised. I probably would have
Thank you,
not
Jackie.
seen as much, but she's
Well done,
pretty
Jackie.
amazing. So yeah, she did a great
Thank you,
job.
Jackie, for organising it all.
Yeah.
So that we could
Yes.
have this occasion to look at some of these great photos and pics and videos. But we've got tons more, folks. If you're keen to come and hang out with us, maybe next week we might be able to do 2 hours with Brad. But I'm just mindful of the time. We said that we'd only be here for an hour, so we should wrap up soon, Simon and John, if that's okay, so that this guy can. Yeah.
I've got nothing for the next 3 hours, so that's not helpful, is it? It's not helpful.
Don't rub it in, will you? Don't rub it in.
No, we do appreciate it, bro. Thank you for taking the time to jump on and spend this midweek episode on the channel with us. You're going to be back next week anyway. Sunday. We're ranking Slash's blues album, so I do look forward to that.
Yes, I've been listening to it quite a bit, and I'm really looking forward to diving into this one. I don't know if you gentlemen have had a chance to watch the making of. You're out of there, buddy.
They turn the lights off.
They've locked you in,
you're
bro.
right,
You're
staying
here all night.
It's all fine. Where is he? Oh, there he is. No, it's all good, mate. We're out of here soon. Yeah.
I know she didn't turn the lights back on.
No.
Well, they just, like I said, this show started half an hour after our official closing time, and obviously the cleaners have gone through and done everything for the top floor. So there are some people that hang back below, so I didn't want to have too much noise interrupting the show.
locking up behind you.
Appreciate it, John.
The
Appreciate
export team
you
will be
coming.
here until late, so don't worry.
Hanging out with us, and we'll be back. We'll come back for part 2 of the Brad is back, Simon.
We didn't see any photos of the aqueducts.
No.
All the roads.
I got a lot of photos. Well, what I might do with them during the week, bro, is I'll upload them to Google Drive and I'll show them from Google Drive.
Yeah.
That might be that'll be more easier for us to manage, and then you might be able to get 2 hours with us next week
in a bit more of an order.
Yeah.
No worries. However you want to do it, Andrew, is fine by me.
All right, bro. I'm going to say thank you once more for coming back. I'm going to say thank you to Jackie for organising it. Thank you to John, Hugh, and who else was with us? Jim. For again, we're always grateful to those people.
Fantastic.
And also the people watching and making comments on our videos. We always appreciate that. John, can you see the people to do a shout out?
Yes.
Is it easy for you there?
I'm guessing that the 4 of us are counted in the 12 people that were watching, but I've only got 5 names out of the chat besides us. So thanks to our good friends and chat family regulars, Derek Clacton, Gretch Zeppelin, Ellen Toll, Johnny Heartbreaker, and everybody's favourite music in law, Ryan Hall.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to see you guys there, and so we've got at least 3 lurkers there. That please next time.
I'm not
even just say hi once and let us know who you are.
I'm not logged into YouTube, so there's probably a bit more.
Okay, 4 people. We've got 4 lurkers.
Well, one of them is me because I'm watching it on my iPad because to the chat.
Yeah. And if you,
I counted as us as well. So if there's 3 of us and you saying you logged in twice?
Yeah. What were you saying, Andrew?
No.
If you're watching on a replay, please leave some comments. We do enjoy your comments. It's always a good thing. And we'll be back with Brad for part 2 next Wednesday.
And the weekend ranking show is Orgy of the Damned by Slash. Make sure you do your homework. There's some phenomenal covers on there, some really good tones, some really good stuff going on there. He's done some great versions of some classic blues stuff, which is something I've always wanted to hear from Slash, is a blues record, because I knew he used to do a band in the 90s when he left Guns N' Roses called Slash's Blues Ball. And I used to spend hours searching on YouTube to watch that footage and, listen to him play the blues. And I think it's a really smart move for Slash at his age now to start sort of doing a little bit of blues as well. And he's a blues-based guitar player. So,
yeah.
It's really, really good. I encourage you guys between now and, Sunday for me and Saturday for some people in different parts of the world, for our ranking show, go to Gibson, their YouTube channel, and watch the making of. There's 3 parts to it, which is really cool to watch. So go and watch that as well.
Outstanding.
Yeah,
cool.
Go and check it out.
Yeah, really cool.
And there's some footage of him playing at a gig too. If you're following anyone on Instagram, there's a lot of footage of him playing recently, bro.
Yeah, well, he's got this Serpent Festival going now, which is, he's got a lot of people there. He's got like Eric Gales, Kingfish. He's got all these people. He's just got Warren Haynes band, all these really good blues artists together. And, maybe it's a sign of things to come for Slash moving forward for the next 10, 20 years. He got his own festival like Crossroads, but it's called Serpent. You know what I mean? So,
they're all doing it, aren't they?
Well,
having your own festivals, cruises, whatever else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? Whatever works and whatever keeps music alive, let's encourage people to go and see it. So,
because corporates get behind it as well, so it's smart, and people will come to go and watch, as Brad said, 10, 15 or 20 acts and one environment, Simon. So it's smart. Yeah.
And please, Slash, when you're watching this and you're watching on the replay, please get Philip Sace onto the Serpent Festival. I'd love to see that. That'd be great.
Oh, good point. Yeah, and Brad Cook as a support act.
Oh yeah. I'll definitely come with my new haircut. So we don't, we're not trying to copy each other.
I think that Philip Sace is coming to Bristol in the autumn.
Yes,
I think I saw he's coming back to the things. I don't have any other family aggravation to get in the way. I'll definitely try and go and annoy him for fun.
I was just about to say, I think you should go there as a roving,
roving reporter.
Yes, and see what you can ruffle up from that, Simon. I was looking the whole time I was in Europe, hoping that he might book a date like in Italy or something when I'm there, or just
no, doing something else at the moment.
Well, we're hoping to get him down here.
Yeah.
Well, that would be a dream come true to have him come here, and that'd be great to go check him out. And even if he needs support, mate, I'm the best.
I'm in.
For sure.
Awesome. Thank you guys for putting up with an hour and so of listening to what I got up to, all the no good I got up to.
Awesome. Look forward to part 2,
travels.
Yeah. See you Sunday.
See you
Great
guys.
to have you back. Cheers, John. Take care. Have a good rest of the week. Take it out, boss.
You too.